Hello and welcome to Supreme Commander Forged Alliance Forever. It's a ladder game between Turinturambar, playing Seraphim here, and Calf Seal. This is Thomas Hyatt, and he's also Seraphim. He's been playing a lot of Seraphim recently. Not only Seraphim, I think he played some other stuff as well, but mainly Sarah, it seems. Turin, I'm not sure what Turin searches with. Maybe he's full random. I think he is full random. So the map, cadmium green, made by Bloodier, maybe last year, I would say. And yeah, mostly just a flat open map. There's just a few terrain features. These hills here. And these mountains. Little plateaus here that you can walk up on. And I think as Keyser said, putting some T3 artillery up here is nice. We'll have to wait a bit to see if that happens here. But definitely you can do something with these. But mostly it's just flat open territory. We have some reclaim spots, and Bloodier did a nice job with those because you can see he has them marked by the darker depressions in the ground here. That's where there's a lot of reclaims, so you gotta make sure you're fighting for that in the first well, before 10 minutes. Should be all gone definitely by then. Turin, one of the things about this map which a lot of people don't like, is all of the tree reclaim. All these trees are grouped. I think that's what Turin is is commenting about, because he has 2 power generators and 3 factories. 2 power generators and 3 factories. Because he has tree reclaim, he has 5,000 power reclaimed. And I thought briefly about trying to do some maths there, but I'm not going to even attempt to say how many power generators you would need to get 5,000 power that fast. But you need quite a few. I think maybe it was in a Heaven tutorial video where he said at the start it's rough out, and engineer reclaiming is roughly equivalent to like 2 or 2.5 power generators. That's a big deal at the start of the game. So tree reclaim, extremely important here. You gotta abuse the shit out of it, and you can see both players are doing that for sure. See the reclaim amount, almost 10,000 power. Yeah, 10k for Thomas. So a lot of engineers at the start. Anything to shout out? There's King of Certus Major is on March 16th, so it's this weekend coming up. King and Prince. It says King of Certus Major here on, but there should also be a Prince version or Prince category, and that's a nice map, so definitely go check that out. Also, I released a video of my stream versus Torrent where I played a best of 7 in the ladder arena. It's created by Mountain, and it's 150 bucks for the first round of that tournament. So the next round you're gonna need more wins to get up there, but it looks like a lot of people are playing ladder now. Sorry, I'm kind of skipping through the game a little bit, but nothing too major happening so far. We have Torrent trying to make a raid over here. You can see this is a common place to attack. It's difficult to protect all areas of the map because the map is very flat and open, and also the mexes are very spread out. You don't really have bases on this map, so have more or less equidistant mexes in most positions, and then a couple of 2 mex spots, which are obviously a bit easier to defend if you get a PD up. It's very common to have a PD here, as you can see, to try and cut off this part of the map. I think walls would be very good on this map as well, but I don't see many people making walls. I think, you know, a bit of a wall here, across here, to make the map a bit more closed is a decent option. So, transport for Thomas here in the base. Where could that be headed? I mean, he could drop some units here, kill the reclaiming engineers, or drop some units and his own engineers. We have some NGs hopping on board, looks like. And they are headed, yep, over to the reclaim. Picking up some units would have been nice, but it doesn't matter really. He's already prepared some units here to send across. This engineer's gonna go down and there's double radar. Look at this sneaky raid though. The unit's gonna run past, do some damage maybe. Maybe he can steal a reclaim, but Torrent's gonna get another raid in this position. There's no PD. Over here we have the ACU for Thomas securing what is normally his reclaim patch. Usually they go vertically. I guess it is a bit closer here. I guess moving across would probably be longer for Torrent than Thomas moving up. So we're gonna have a bit of a battle. Torrent has already grabbed actually quite a bit of this mass, almost half, maybe 40%, before he lost his engineers. His ACU is not going for this reclaim. His ACU is over here, in the middle of the map, where he can sort of go different directions. But maybe he would have been better in on the side here, taking the reclaim. So, do we have any tech? We have, a lot of mechs is upping right now for Torrent. And maybe he's stalling mass now, actually. Yeah. Yes, he is. A lot of mass. After losing all the... maybe he just overestimated his mass. He did definitely start upgrading those before losing the engineers, I would say. And now they're all almost upgraded. Well, some of them aren't even that close. We have 80%, these two 55%. So now, yeah, he's going to assist them because he needs to put more build power on them, because once he's stalling, they start upgrading slower. And they're really going to tank your economy if that continues for too long. That's definitely a minus for him, and you can see he has not that many units. All of his buildings are producing slower. But once he gets those upgraded, he's going to have quite a nice mass income. And look, it looks like Thomas in essentially the same position, but he has finished 1 T2 mechs, and he's going to have 3 very soon. But Thomas has still got a lot of reclaim here, and yeah, he didn't manage to take much of this in the end. Did take a bit here at this corner, which was decent, but overall maybe not the biggest deal. Still all on T1, and that's normal for a map like this. When you have such an open map, T1 basically stays more relevant longer. Now if you had a map that's very open but with a shit ton of reclaim, well, I guess you're going to move up the tech level higher, or faster, but this map, it doesn't have a gigantic number of mexes, and it's quite flat, so there's always space for the units to move into, and you can build larger armies the more open the map is. They don't lose their effectiveness quite so quickly. So, not too many special tactics so far. Quite normal gameplay. I think we'll see T2 land. T2 air is also very nice in this map because it is so open, and because the mexes are spread out especially, makes it difficult to protect all of them. You can see they're just everywhere on the map. So both players have quite decent air forces. We have 28, 29, very even in all respects. Almost the same reclaim of trees, mass, income, You know, income very similar. Slightly more for Thomas now. But we'll see how long that lasts. Well, I think Torin has begun to stall. Oh, both of them are actually having power problems right now as they move to the Tech 2 stage. Tech 2 air from Torin. Doesn't look like he has Tech 2 land queued up anywhere just yet. Going for T2 air first. And Thomas has already gone T2 land, so here we have finally something different about the two players. So we have some support factories immediately started once he hits the Tech 2 land stage, which is good. He still has a lot of T1 units, so he shouldn't take much damage. Maybe he'll take some damage over here, but this is a big army in the middle. Maybe he can do something with that. Has enough units on the top, so he can afford to start making those support factories immediately. Get straight to making a lot of chickens. And if he starts making the chickens before Torin, he's going to have more of them than Torin, no doubt. Torin is going for gunships. But air is quite even, so he's going to have to maybe use those gunships initially to try and bait in the interceptors and get a good fight against Thomas, because if he doesn't win air, the gunships, well, needless to say, they're not going to do that much. So 30 inties. First gunship is here. Where is T2 land? You will have to start T2 land pretty soon, even though he has T2 air. T2 on the ACU, and the gunship starts to do a small amount of work. So what is the plan with the T2 ACU? Maybe he'll go for something more exciting like the gun after that. We have several chickens out already, and a flak, and actually Thomas going T2 as well. Great minds think alike. Another T2 PGen for him as well. Big stall. Quite a large T1 land battle now. And that's going to be good for Thomas if he... I mean, once these T2 units are gone, it's going to be chickens versus what exactly? Thomas making a lot of headway on the top side. Just running over it, there's no units here to defend, and now gunships have to move in. Thomas with a definitely significantly better army now. It seemed like he already had a better army at T1 stage, moving into the T2 stage, and he also now has the T2 bots. 8 of those total. Look at this, running over this position. All these mexes have died now. So it actually looks quite bad for Turin. Quite bad. And these chicken bots, I think everyone now is really, with the nerf T3, it becomes more and more evident how good the chicken bots are. I mean, they haven't changed. They've always been a great unit, but with weaker T3, I don't know, I think we see more and more people catching on and playing a lot of Seraphim on the ladder, and it looks like Torin is winning air handily there, and that's the only saving grace for him. He's lost so much map control here. Is this mex actually dead? It is. So many dead mexes. Very little map control for Torin, and he hasn't really damaged this in a while either. There's a PD there now. Now we do have the T2 and gun ACU, and actually he's facing a very large army almost alone. 7 Ilshis. Oh, now the only problem here is the vision. The radar is not far enough forward for this fight, and now we're running into a T2 gun commander with overcharge, with decent overflow as well. So the overcharge is going to be coming in. You can see some units getting finished off, but there's so many more units coming in, and there's only really artillery in this mix. And that artillery is going to die quickly now that all these units are in range. Turin still, well, he hasn't started dropping his HP too low yet. Still on 12,000, but now you can see he's getting focused as the units disappear for him. 8,000, 7,500. He's going to get a vet level. 8,000 again. And actually the flak killing some air units, and there's still so many chicken bots. Look at the... He's almost dead. 3,000. There's so many chicken bots on low HP. Oh my god, that one had no HP and it just got overcharged. All these chicken bots surviving so low. But Turin just about survives. 1,600 HP. 1,500 he had when he went to his lowest. Actually, Thomas getting surrounded a bit. Oh, it's only T1 units though. I don't see any T2 there whatsoever. Now we have finally T2 land for Turin and no support factories. We're at 18 minutes. What have these gunships achieved though? Well, it doesn't look like they have much damage on any of them. Well, this one, 700 damage. That's about the most. The rest of them are below. They don't have their first vet level. And actually, Turin goes straight for nano repair. He's afraid of getting overrun. Wants to get his HP back, so goes straight for nano repair. It's gonna be expensive. It's gonna build quickly. Thanks to the T2 and his commander, I would have expected him to build a factory, or actually, oh, he's making artillery out of this one. This should be his reclaim field. He should be already reclaiming it. If he built a factory, then went nano, could get 2 factories out here building engineers to reclaim. At the minute, it's actually Thomas trying to steal the reclaim. He's denied by the gunships. Oh, this guy escapes. As the Ilshis are getting destroyed. These gunships are actually doing quite nice damage now. But they have to be on the lookout because there's flaks about. 2 support factories is all for Thomas. I think we could have another one. Probably. Well, no, he has nicely, pretty well balanced eco. And he also, well, there's a lot of T1 wrecks here. This is a big reclaim field. He could maybe try and secure this with the ACU. As actually he's going to make the gun now. He's quite afraid to move around because he is lacking in flak a little bit, I think. He has 7, but you'd really want like 3 with your ACU, I think, at this point. These are Seraphim gunships, so they have more HP, more damage, and they're more expensive than other T2 gunships. So you gotta have a bit more flak if you want to feel safe. But with the T2 ACU and flak, I think he would be fine moving out. This reclaim field would be nice. This reclaim field is still here, and he's actually still stealing from it. There's a dead Ilshi. His dead Ilshi that he's getting back. Some interceptors getting suicided to try and take out some gunships. Oh, he does kill one. But overall, I would not say that's worth it. He killed a couple there. When you have gunships like these though, some air staging would be really nice for them. Also, there's a lot of out of fuel interceptors. Like all of these are out of fuel. So, definitely need some air staging. And actually, T3 land. So Turin actually didn't go for any support factories. And instead, well, now he's making support factories, but instead of making extra support factories for his T2 land, he's just moved to T3 land. Because, I mean, so much time was lost for Thomas. He went for the kill here, lost a lot of his army. He had a very large army here that all died to basically the ACU. Then the gunships went around, harassed, killed more T2 units. And during that time, well, Turin found the time to invest in T3 land, skipping the investment on support factories, which is a nice move. No point in investing in those T2 support factories if you want to just move towards T3 quickly. So, very short T2 stage for Turin. That's kind of interesting. And now, with the T2 transports making drops, So many of his inties. He really needs air staging. Look at this. He's been very active with his interceptors, probably following around his gunships, I guess. And now again, well, AC was under threat. I mean, he has almost 20,000 HP. He has almost 100 per second regen, so... Uh-oh, uh-oh, oh my god, watch this massacre that's about to happen here. 40 interceptors with no fuel versus 4 flak. Oh! Disgusting. Let's see what kind of kills we have. 17, 11, 12, 17 kills on this one. Nasty. This army could easily be gobbled up here. But still, look at this. Thomas is taking this reclaim. This is so ridiculous. There's no way that this should all be here. That's quite bad from Torrent. I would expect more. Oh! The drop made it all the way to the back of the base. I think he's lacking radar here to spot. Yeah, look at this gap here. Dangerous. It's a very nice T2 radar in the middle, but this gap has been exploited. One T2 mech goes down and all of its storages. Another one going to go down. He could probably take out the Ilchevo pretty quickly. He could even go for the HQ. It only has 7,000 HP. If you look at how much damage he's done so far. I mean, the Ilchevo died. A T2. Yeah, he could have. I'm sure he could have killed the HQ there, actually. And that would be a very annoying kill. It's not only the mass cost of it, but replacing it is going to take time, and he wants to go T3 already, so if he has to rebuild the T2 before going to T3, that's going to be a huge delay that would give Torrent a lot of time on T3 versus only T2 opposition, but he moves away, and this was a bad move here. He's going to turn around and, well, he's actually losing both the Optims anyway. He waited too long. Ouch. A lot of mass left here. Damn, imagine if he killed that T2 HQ. Would have been very nasty. But still, a lot of time on T3 now, and he has more mass income. I think Thomas was in a really good position. I think this attack here was nasty, and for Thomas. But, I mean, not even as bad as it could have been, because Torn didn't even really take the reclaim. So it's hard to say why, other than this attack here, why Thomas is behind right now. I mean, definitely this drop hurt his income. It's going to bounce back now once he takes this back. And he will actually be slightly ahead of on a... Oh... That's nearly T3, 70%. Torn loves to make his T3 maxes. Thomas still lagging behind, 2/3 of the way to T3 now. How many Optims do we have? Well, only 5 in fact. Where did the rest of them go? He dropped 2 here, and he only has 5 other ones? That's kind of strange. Oh my god. That's well, I guess he stalled a lot to make that T3 mechs, and also making extra support factories so quickly may have been a mistake. I think he overestimated his income again. So there really aren't many mechs on this map. Thomas here has a TML which had immediately been spotted. But still, looks like he has some targets here. Yeah. Torn a bit behind on the TMD. This one isn't going to save this Mex. It's too far behind. This Mex is protected though, that's nice. So, I don't think we'll see too much damage from the TML. This T2 radar could go down though, that would be annoying. And actually both commanders have nano. This T2 transport has died to Flax. But the Autumns should kill everything here. That gunship is not in a good place though. Slight waste. Torn being quite diligent on this reclaim, but not on the other. other side of the map for some reason. This is a battle I've missed. Looks like a lot of dead engineers and a few dead Ilishis. This is a large T2 army here and a huge amount of flak actually. I think did he rally all of his flak to the one place? It's definitely a save. Yes, he actually did. That is all of his flak. Well, that could be a mistake that gets punished. We'll see. But yeah, this guy's definitely not dying to air anyway. Could perhaps try and do something, move forward, but on the T3 stage of Seraphim, you have to be worried about snipers. And actually, Thomas is making snipers of his own. Here we go, into the middle. And on the score front, Thomas is ahead, actually, slightly. Thomas is well ahead in total mass income, which is interesting. Wouldn't exactly have expected that. 95%. Oh, it got reclaimed. I think the Nata would have finished that tank off otherwise. This may have also been upgrading before it died. You can see it just died. There's some smoke coming off. But I wouldn't be surprised if that was upgrading as well. At this stage of the game, you're kind of upgrading multiples at once. And also Thomas, well, now he has T3 mechs and another one coming up. Torn moving forward now towards this ACU and this huge T2 army. And we have two powerful ACUs, but one of them is supported by a T3 army, a small T3 army. Well, actually we have a sniper as well here and 6 Autumns. Some T1 coming towards him. And over here we have just full T2. And actually a lot of this is flak, so I'm gonna favor this the red team on this one. The shield is down. Static shield goes down to the sniper. Oh, the sniper gets knotted. And some snipers of his own for Thomas coming in here. And they're targeting the ACU, who's dropping pretty rapidly. 17,000 HP now. 16,000. Now the T2 units turn around and engage. The Autumns are going to do well once they get in close as well, but they're getting... Well, that overcharge went into a dead Autumn. Not ideal. Another Autumn goes down. That overcharge hit 2 at once, but failed to take them down. The Ilsha will finish him off. Torrent still... Actually, after he lost that HP, he's gotten all of his vet levels. Straight to 5 vets already. And he has 20,000 HP. We still have 3 sniper bots doing quite a lot of damage to the ACU, but not so much to the units. Torin has lost his entire army, and what we have left is Thomas with some T2 units, but not much. Most of his is gone already as well. It does have actually a few Ilshavo. Look at them. 9 Ilshavo survived that battle. Pretty impressive. And the snipers sort of wasted all their time hitting that ACU because he got so many vets. He just instantly got, well, more HP than he even started with. T3 mechs count, we have 2 versus 2. Even there. We have to see some bombers to take out the sniper bots. He really can't deal with them in any other way. But there's a mobile shield coming. Oh yeah, look at this. T1 bombers. Nasty. Oh, he's gonna... Oh, he missed. He missed. T1 bombers just took out 2 sniper bots there. There's a lot of Autumns though. Where are the Autumns for Thomas? He only has 2. He has 4 snipers. He has 3 snipers. Another T1 bomber takes out another one of them. And still a very dangerous situation over here with ACUs and T3 land units around, sniper bots. But now there's a whole T3 army here. Let's just kill this position where there was actually a T2P gen. I guess that's where the ACU for Thomas originally was, and did some building there. But now we have a large T3 army supported with flak, and it's moving across the map, taking up position after position, and looking to maybe even trap the ACU. If he comes in here, I mean, this is a nano ACU, but there's several atoms here and multiple sniper bots. If they move in, if they take out these T2PDs, they can start moving after the ACU and maybe target them down. On the top side, well, this is dying again, and only once again to just some T2 and T1. The amazing mix of Ilshavo and Phobos that all other races fear on the ladder. Oh, that's a T3 factory. That is expensive. That would be nice to capture even. Have your own frontline T3 factory. Seems you're the same race, you can use it. Oh, that's a drop directly into the main base with 3 Autumns. And they get absolutely destroyed because look at all this PD. 2 T2P gens have died. And actually couple that with the one here, and that's a lot of dead power generators. But we do have a T3, and overall that should be plenty to support Thomas. So I guess not a huge deal there. If it's only if he wanted to go T3 air, that would definitely hurt him. But this is more reclaim donation, and Thomas is losing ground everywhere. He's lost this position. He has very little vision here, but that's because of well, actually, why is that? Oh, he's under attack from a couple of sniper bots, but he should be, with that much HP, I don't think he'll be too scared. But he does have to be wary. He's trying to get the snipes, and that's gonna work, yeah. Oh, nasty. Those sniper bots are about, oh, let me see, 800, 720. Yeah, 800 mass each. So 1 bomber, T2 bomber, 420. 1-for-1 trade there is not bad at all. And sometimes critical when you're facing a lot of sniper bots. You want to try and kill them early before they can, before they're defended by the shields. And even when they have shields, they'll very often, maybe the shield will go down, maybe the shield will, they'll move out from under the shield slightly when they're on the move. So you got to be ready to kill them when you get the chance, because sending Autumns after sniper bots is probably not going to work. Sending T1 versus sniper bots, if you can do it, I mean, do it. But your opponent probably shouldn't let T1 units overrun their snipers. But we've all seen crazier things. Now Turin has, well, he's a bit of a stall, but he's about to finish his T3P gen. His first one, in fact, by the looks of it. Yes, his first T3P gen is up only now, and he really needed that. And it looks like he wants to move T3 air as well. He has 3 T3P gens, T3 mexes, I should say, and a half. And everything's settled down now, just slightly. A lot of mass in the bank for him. What's he going to put it into? Well, he's going to make it second P-gen. That's not surprising. He is going to need that. And he's adding more support factories. Maybe he should assist his T3 air. 26 Autumns. Does he have any snipers? I don't see any snipers whatsoever. He had some Natas on standby, probably to try and let him deal with Thomas's snipers. And they're very even on mass income again, although in the total mass, Turin has caught up mostly. So he had a decent time in the middle of that game where he surpassed Thomas's income, I guess. 3 T3 mexes. and more on the way. Couple of P-gens and no strap armor. Or sorry, I thought that was a strap armor for a second. They look very similar, but no T3R is what I meant. And 9 snipers, and you can see how on a map, on this map specifically, snipers become really good. Look at this. So much room and so much flat ground that he can move back and forth. He has plenty of space to kite away from these units. So I think the snipers are a really good choice here. He's just picking on weaklings on this guy over here. That's just not fair. Oh, but now actually he's gotten quite close to these Othams, but they're moving in. The shields are defending the Othams at the front, or they were. And there's lots of damage done by some of these sniper bots. And now as these Othams fall back, they can take more damage. Over here, a couple of Othams trying to break through the triple wall of Thomas on this side. I don't think they need to get in here to kill this though, so it's kind of a waste of time. Just killing one bit of wall instead of doing the damage. Oh, this is a big fight. We have 10 Othams left. So many Othams have died already. We have a couple of dead spider bots as well. The Nothas, you can see, even though there's shields around, some of the snipers were outside of the shields. And the Nothas caught a couple of them. Now the Nothas go down and the snipers were protected. The other ones. But a couple of them went down. This is a huge battlefield now. A huge reclaim field. A big commitment from both players. I think it was, well, a bit of a wash. No one ran over the other. But actually, what is Turin doing? T2 artillery in middle. That's a bit strange. I think he's doing that because of the snipers. I think that's the only reason he would do that. We have 3 shields here now. 3 shields, and they have 10,000 HP on each shield, so difficult to get through those, even with strap bombers. Here comes another strap dropping huge damage there. Should be killing the unprotected snipers. I don't know how long these have been on this bottom side with no shield, but I think they are about to get strap bombed. Oh, dodge, my dudes. Nope, that's not a dodge. Vaporized. Not even reclaim left there. And couple that with the damage he did to the Othams, and you can see 2,700 mass damage there. Pretty nice for a strap bomber on after only a couple passes. The T2 artillery seems to be somehow securing the reclaim a little bit. Although Thomas has stolen some, I think Turin can get the rest of it. And if he gets it, that's going to be huge. You can see 8,500 reclaim there. And there's more spread out. I think some of these are, say, dead Nothas. Oh, we have an air fight, and that looks really bad for Thomas. Maybe he was chasing... Yeah, it looks like he was chasing that strap bomber, which is now embedded in the side of the mountain. That's pretty cool. Don't think a plane would stick in a mountain like that, but it's pretty cool. Now, where's the T3R for Thomas? Just finished, in fact. He has quite a lot of power income, and he's working on more mexes, upgrading those. But somehow he's losing... I mean, these battles... He's not losing these battles outright, but if he loses all this reclaim, that's a net loss. This is so much mass, though, invested in T2 artillery. 12,000. I mean, was there even 12,000 mass here at any point? Probably not. I can only imagine this is to stop sniper bots in middle. That's but that's such a massive investment. I mean, if you transfer that into actual sniper bots, how many is it going to be? Like, it's going to be Nearly 20, so I don't know. It's gonna be a lot of snipers. I'm not gonna do that math either. Well, we'll see if these artillery pay off at all. Can Thomas see all of these? He can see, yeah, he can see what's going on. Does he have the range in his head of how far he can move? Because he's in range right now. Well, I guess what Thomas really needs is air. At the minute, he has, well, he has nice SAM coverage, so he's prepared for not having air. But it would still be nice to have some. He has very little at the moment, which is risky, of course, when you have so many snipers. Any of those range units with the low HP obviously become a lot more vulnerable to air, but it looks good for Torrent. Looks like he's planning a big grid for air. I see a lot of players get to this stage and they don't make an air grid. They just sort of place random factories. I think it's, I mean, if you're not making a lot of air, you're not making a lot of support factories, it's fine. But if you're making air support factories, then you gotta make adjacency for them because it's too valuable. Most of the cost of the ASF is in the power, and you get big reductions. Another T3 battle in middle, and it's being fought next to this T2 artillery battery. Strap bomber dealing with raids here. Siege tank gets dropped, but he needs to kill some T2 mexes for it to matter. I think this was T1. A lot more wrecks left here. Oh, look at this, the shield is dropped and T3 mobile artillery is going down to the static T2. On the left side though, there's nothing for Torrent whatsoever, and there's a nice mix of units. We got a couple Autumns, sniper bots, a shield, and an anti-air. The lightning tank, which is probably the best T3 anti-air. Oh, those sniper bots are about to die to the T2 artillery. Maybe they're still gonna... Oh, one goes down. Seraphim T2 artillery is very accurate, actually. I think it might be... Well, it's definitely one of the best T2 artilleries, I would say. Not sure if it's the best, but it's up there. And it's actually doing a good job versus T3 mobile ranged units. Oh, that's a nuke from Thomas. Now that's a range unit. And Torin has no SML, or SMD I should say. Just have a lot of T3 mexes, a lot of T3 P-gens. Looks like they would all go up at once in if a nuke were to land. Oh, that's a lot of ASF moving in to kill, yeah, another strap bomber, but that is a bad waste of ASF though. It's not worth it to lose all your ASF just to kill a strap bomber at all. So maybe that was a misclick. Torrent's trying to get this wreck, and he's succeeding. Somehow Thomas is still stealing reclaim. It's amazing how he manages to do it. He actually has more reclaim. Just watching the game, I would think that's not possible, but he's done it. So Thomas, you can see, stopped putting pressure, stopped attacking, and that's understandable. This is a nice attack. Single Autumn, killing 2 T2 mexes, and going to move on, and maybe he can even kill this, unless it's killed. He's killed very quickly by this strap bomber, which is not going to happen. It's dead. Oh, he nearly did crash damage on it though, but just missed. And actually he's going to escape with his ASF. Torrent can't chase. Oh, that's nasty. T3 Mex dies to a TML in middle. He has several TMLs. I guess he sniped a TMD here. with multiple TML, you can snipe a TMD. And yeah, another kill for this Autumn. It's done pretty well for itself. But other than that, very chill from Thomas, because all he is banking on is this nuke launcher winning the game. And that's a big investment. It's about... I think it's a... Well, let's see. The cost of the structure is 15k. The nuke missile itself, I think, is about 12,000. I would think. So it's a big investment. It's basically investing in some kind of experimental. It's on that level. It's almost a second Omni. Don't really need that. But yeah, Turin has not seen it. He's seen, well, this looks suspicious on the radar, to be honest. But he hasn't actually seen the nuke launcher, and he has no nuke defense. And that's that could be fatal in 46 minutes. We'll have to see. At the minute, all Thomas has to do is just... Well, he just has to wait and survive, and try not to take damage. He is... Thomas is doing his best to kill as many of these strap bombers as possible. He definitely has to be afraid of those, because if Turin hadn't lost all those strap bombers, imagine if he had 7 or 8 strap bombers now, and he spotted the nuke. I mean, he would have a good shot at sniping that nuke launcher. I think that would be his best option. If he were to spot the nuke launcher now, he would really have to go for the snipe, because it's so far on. Let's see where it's at. Oh, yeah. He is rapidly running out of time. Thomas, though, has very little army. Very little. He needs to start producing more once again, because he has so much mass in the bank. That's a bit... kind of a bad mistake. He should have units here. 9,500 worth of units rather than have it in his bank, because this is scary, the number of units here. There's a lot of Autumns coming. If we look at the snipers, looks like most of them have died. Oh, we still have this guy who's a veteran here. 4,200 damage. As he floats along on 15 kills. There's the nuke launched. Turin surely had no idea that was about to happen. He's on the run immediately. Does not want to lose his ACU. But as he's doing it, he has moved in with these Autumns on the bottom. Terrible formation, really, for both guys. Actually better for Thomas now. Oh, 2 strap bombers come in. And they... Wow, they got murdered, actually. And here comes the nuke. Oh, both headquarters go down. Support, a lot of support factories. 1, 2, 3. At least 3 P-gens. He has 1 T3 P-gen left. Oh, he's just finished the second one. Very nice timing on that. This army completely crushed. And actually Thomas making the chicken bot. He's almost got it finished. Well, he's halfway. He's probably run out of mass now, though. Yes. The second half is going to take a lot longer than the first half, unfortunately for him, because he had all that mass in the bank. On the bottom side, it's just a domination here. Mex is going down. A lot of reclaim being left. This has to be scooped up ASAP. 25,000. This is a chicken bot right here. And I think Thomas needs to just stop his other production. You can see this is almost at a standstill anyway. It's just holding him back as he tries to finish this chicken bot. Oh, he's losing so much ground. And actually, where's his ACU? Oh, here he is. Caught in the middle of nowhere. He looks like he wanted to move back to his base, but maybe staying here would have been even safer. Because now there's sniper bots coming for him. There's a lot of Autumns. Now he does have the gun. He has T3. He has Nano. He's still in danger. Just the sheer number of units that Torn has, he still has a chance. And there's nothing to stop him killing this base. Unless this chicken bot finishes. I mean, the ACU is here, but he's Oh my god, is he gonna die right now? He has 2 shields with him, which is vital, but they're not gonna survive for long. And I feel like this is the worst possible timing for him to be here. Does he have many storages? He has quite a few, and he has a huge amount of overflow. Oh no, he's dead. He's very dead. Oh. Epic throw, says Thomas. Well, I don't know. I mean, this is sad. This almost finished chicken. The timing just did not work here. You can see, well, yes, the nuke balls, that's good. But the timing, he went so low in units for so long to make that nuke. And even after it landed, well, I don't know what the hell Torn was doing with all these transports. He has transports building out of every air factory. But, yeah, what the fuck, Torn? But, yeah, the nuke did huge damage, but there's still all of these units. And I mean, if the ACU is still here and Torn just goes to the base, I mean, he probably kills 90% of the base. Can definitely get in there. You can kill the T3 HQ. All the bottom side would be dead. This is only defended by T2PDs, so that could be killed by just artillery or snipers. And you know, the nuke just didn't work out, I guess. Didn't do enough. Units are turns out they're pretty good on this map. So, well played Torin, well played Thomas, and thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon for a new cast.